Good day, brothers and sisters. This is part 2 of Simple Economics, and today we're going to be talking about why the middle class doesn't really even exist anymore in the United States, and the reasons why a minimum wage is a stupid idea, but there is a way to get equity back to the working class and bring the middle class back to the United States, and it's not through government measures per se, but you know, again, I'm here in Manhattan Beach today. This is absolutely lovely community. A lot of extremely rich white people, you know, pregnant women just having babies, and you know, I think it's like the average price for a quarter acre, like one of these houses over here is like, you know, $10 million, probably more for these because they're on the freaking coastline and they get to see this. But you know, so it's it's all this fake money that gets created by the banks, right? Like people who are, you know, well connected and already have the money, they can basically just get access to infinite lines of credit, you know, to buy whatever they want, and this drives up the prices for things, real estate most especially. This is the whole bubble that popped in 2008, was all these house prices kept going up and up and up because of absolutely easy credit, right? They're alone, and like I think one of the records was $600,000 in credit to a guy who was like homeless and had never had a job, and like, I don't know, he might have even been a felon. Doesn't matter. The point is that they extend this easy credit, and it just manipulates the prices of things. You know, as we've been talking about, this is the fundamental error of socialism, is that it distorts the pricing mechanism. And banking is a special industry because while, you know, I can only loan you the money that I have, right? But if I was a bank and I had, say, $1,000 in the bank, I could loan you $10,000. They can loan more than they even have, a lot more than they have. Most of these banks, like, the ratio of like what they're actually holding in deposits to like how much their customers expect them like to be able to return if they ever asked is ridiculous. It's like, you know, between 2 and 6%. It's pathetic. And so this brings me to the main point, and you know, I know that some of this might seem a little obscure because it's not taught in public school, but let's think about the minimum wage. Let's think about, you know, what people think is the solution, and then let's bring it back to reality, okay? In 1963, the year that John F. Kennedy was assassinated, the minimum wage was $1.25, okay? 5 quarters. However, back in 1963, those 5 quarters were 90% silver content. Those coins were actually like real precious metals, and those coins have a melt value today of around $16. You know, silver has been one of the major banks just admitted that silver prices have been manipulated for decades. So the price of silver, you know, is naturally more closer to like 20, 30, you know, who knows at this point. Everything's so messed up. But the point is like, that you want $15 an hour, you know, but back in 1963, $1.25 could buy you $16 worth of goods today. Okay, so you think of $1.25 today as a ridiculously small amount of cash, right? But back then, it was real money, and it had purchasing power. Prices were low because money was actually valuable. And now it's just this paper in the wallet, right? And here we go. This little satanic note right here. This paper, it's not anything, it's fake, right? They just print this shit up, and these days they just enter it into a computer. It's hilarious. And well, it's not hilarious because it's satanic and it's evil and it's horrible, but anyway, continuing with the point. Back then, $1.25 could actually, you could like be like one person and support a family, because there were also so many less expenses and obligations to live. Food was cheaper, you know, gas was insanely cheap, you know. But now all the prices have been messed with, and though we might make more than $1.25, we have to spend asinine amounts more just to live. Like, and even in places like Reno, Nevada, let alone freaking Manhattan Beach, man. I mean, so my point is that really having our money tied to something of real tangible value, you know, whether that's the gold standard or putting, you know, silver in the coins, having some sort of real value in the money is what fundamentally links, you know, the corporations making more profits and making more money, and how much money actually goes to the people who are working for that company. You know, up until about 1971, like, you know, increases in productivity and profits also, you know, like real wages were going up with it. People were getting paid more and more, and this is how America got so wealthy and so awesome throughout the decades of the 20th century. Despite the increasing, encroaching police state and welfare state, is there was still, for a lot of it, there was sound money, relatively speaking. I mean, but for the purpose of conversation, it was still linked with something of tangible value, being gold, you know. Silver was taken out of the coins soon after, actually the year after Kennedy was killed. You can look into that a little deeper if you care to, in that rabbit hole. But basically, you know, and now it's fake now. Because money is fake, when they print it, they just give it to their friends. And so they get the benefit of the money, but by the time it gets down to you and me, it's like it's already gone through 18 different hands. It's already increased prices all down the line. So it's like doesn't even benefit us, because as soon as we get it, we have to spend it. And so I guess the point of this video is that gold, silver, Bitcoin, anything that isn't just at the whim and pressing a button of a central banker is good and better. And I think Bitcoin is going to be a major player in this coming century, and I think that gold and silver are going to have a whole new heyday. And it's, people are starting to realize, you know, they're cashing in their dollars, whatever they're saving, they're buying gold and silver coins, and that's a good thing. You know, people call that crazy today, but you know what has a tendency of being called crazy today has a lot of times turns out to be, wow, how the hell did he know that tomorrow? So cheers, brothers and sisters, wholeness and balanced vibrations, and much love from the ocean.